I'll actually be doing my report on the American Dream in the colonies because arguably the American Dream existed since the first religious pilgrims came over, looking for a sort of safe haven. Usually when things settled down, when people got to America, they could just pick up their profession again, where they started off. Only there's a lot more freedom from what they were escaping. Eventually, government organizations had to be formed to keep control. However, the law was mostly used for moral standards. There's more biblical connotations than in England. For example, adultery was actually a capital offense. However, no one was really ever prosecuted for that, so it was just to uphold a moral standard. Along the way, American law gained characteristics of Dutch law, German law, Native American law, but eventually English law started to replace all of that. Despite distinct similarities between the two law systems, American law still had so much more room for experimentation. They had faster verdicts, it was just so much easier, more liberty, etc. And anyways, England's law was archaic. It was all muddled from over 700 years of reform from different cultures, different parts of England. But America, they had just started, so they kept it simple and to the point. It was still based largely off of social status and class. And yet, it wasn't the same as England. You weren't just watching a bunch of people in overly powdered wigs make up a decision while they turn your backs to you or something. As you see, America was not fully just. Social standing still played a huge part in the verdict. And also, slavery laws only ever existed on America. There was more mobility for most, but just all these black codes and stuff still existed. This focus on jury is because the communities played a massive part in this. There really weren't a police force. It was up to the neighbors to alert what would be considered the police, and often the jury knew the people in the town and could come to a better decision based on that. But by the Revolutionary period, there was becoming so much corruption within the law due to reforms within England that it just called for a complete reform of all of that. And that's where we get our modern law system. And as I said, religion wasn't either particularly fair in America, but at least it was better than in England. And no matter how formal like England America's courts got, America still had much more lax rules on all of that. And in that way, America was sort of a dream. As for going into the future, I'm not sure if I could ever trust humans with doing the right thing. All I could think of is going and being hermits so we use less resources and make more people. But people like people too much, and there's so little nature and so many people that we couldn't even all be hermits if we wanted to. I think if we make more reforms like we have in the past 20 years, then we will get a bit farther. I think we've long passed perfection, though. Perfection hides within the time of the hunter-gatherers and just the harmony with nature and how we didn't destroy it, and I don't know.